Adam Silver reminds me of the stereotypical cool mom. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the cool mom is one of those moms who her kids don't have a curfew or they do whatever they want, things like that. The reason I say that is because let's say your friend has a cool mom, right? Typically you and all of your friends like the cool mom because when you go over to her house, you know that there's like no rules, okay? You can pretty much do whatever you want.
I just want you to know, if you need anything, don't be shy, okay? There are no rules in this house. I'm not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Right, Regina?
Please stop talking.
Okay.
And that's kind of what Adam Silver reminds me of. Because if you think about it, Adam Silver does everything that's in the best interest for his players. Let's say we had another commissioner, right? Someone who wasn't like Adam Silver. We could have a very, very greedy NBA commissioner, someone who only cares about money, someone who just wants to make sure that the fans are paying, blah, blah, blah. That commissioner probably would not have suspended the season as quickly as Adam Silver did. And the reason why I say that Adam reminds me of like the cool mom, Adam wants to make sure that everyone associated with the NBA, especially the players, know that he did everything he possibly could to make sure the players did not catch the illness. And just how all the friends are gonna like the cool mom, all the basketball players in the NBA are gonna like Adam Silver being cool. Like he has the best interest for them at heart, you know what I mean? Now, why did I bother saying that, okay? Yesterday afternoon, Adam Silver sent out a letter to all NBA fans and teams and whatnot saying that the minimum time that the NBA is going to be in this hiatus period is going to be 30 days. Now, the key word that I just said is minimum. So let's just say, hopefully and under wishful thinking, in 30 days this entire illness has kind of passed away and Adam Silver thinks it's safe for NBA players to start playing games again. If that were the case, then I think the NBA season should just pick up where it left off. And this is why, okay? This is actually probably the easiest case scenario, and now I'm going to tell you why. This year the NBA season started on October 22nd. Let's just say next season, 2021 season, is also going to start on October 22nd, which it probably isn't going to. It'll probably start like sometime within that week, but let's just say around October 22nd because that's when it started this year. Now, this year's NBA finals are supposed to last no longer than June 21st of 2020. This was before this entire illness situation came around. So let's say that message Adam Silver sent out works out just how he said, right? The NBA is in a hiatus for a minimum of 30 days. We know that the season was suspended on March 11th. So let's say it starts back up on April 11th, okay? A couple seconds ago, I mentioned how the NBA finals was supposed to end on June 21st before this entire illness situation came around. And just how I said, the NBA season this year started October 22nd. If this year the finals end on July 21st instead of June 21st, and next season starts around October 22nd, that means that the NBA players who played in the finals have 3 whole months to recover for next season, okay? Now, I don't know about you guys, but 3 months seems like a decent amount of time instead of 4 months. Normally, the NBA players get 4 months to recover from June to October. But if this were the case and the season starts back up in 30 days from now, that means they would only get 3 months. And obviously, believe it or not, I am not an NBA player. I know I look like an NBA player. I know my jump shot looks like an NBA player, but I'm not in the NBA, okay? So this is just my assumption, but I assume 3 months of rest of not playing an NBA game is just as good as 4 months, okay? You might not get to travel as much or whatnot, but in terms of your body being in peak physical condition, I don't really think you need 4 months. I think 3 months is more than good enough. But like I said, believe it or not, I know I'm not in the NBA. I know I might be dunking like these NBA players, or my jump shot might look like Steph Curry's at times. Like I know, but I'm not in the NBA. I'm not in the NBA. So in my opinion, coming from a non-professional athlete, I think 3 months is long enough. But I don't know if any NBA players are watching this, which I know they're not. They might disagree, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think 3 months of rest is long enough? Yes or no? But like I said, that is the easiest case scenario. Adam Silver resumes the games in 30 days and the NBA can continue as usual. It'll just end 1 month later, but next season can still start just as usual. Now let's look at a scenario that isn't as favorable, okay? And that scenario is that this situation, which I can't say the name, but you guys all know what I'm talking about unless you're living under a rock, okay? This situation is still pretty bad in 30 days. What exactly should happen? If this goes on longer than 2 months, I think that once everything is safe to be played again, I think we should just stop the regular season immediately and start the playoffs. Now, earlier today, I was talking to one of my friends and he's a Utah Jazz fan. Tanner, if you're watching this, what's up, bro? You're the only Jazz fan I know, but you're also the only person I know who lives in Utah, so I'm sure there's a lot more of y'all out there. And he mentioned he wouldn't really like the season to end right now because he wants to see the Jazz get a higher seeding, and he wants to see if Portland can get the 8th seed. Some people want to see if the Pelicans make it to the playoffs. Other people want to see if Portland can make it to the playoffs. But the way I see it, like, obviously Dame Lillard, CJ, everybody on the Blazers wants to make it to the playoffs, and the same thing for everyone on the Pelicans. But with all due respect, all of those guys are way better basketball players than I'll ever be. But even if they make it to the playoffs, do you guys seriously think they're gonna win a championship this year? So in my opinion, it doesn't really matter who the 8th seed is in either conference. You're not winning the title. I think there's only like 4 or 5 teams at most that are serious contenders this year, and Portland is not one of those teams, and neither is New Orleans. So in my opinion, it doesn't really matter if those teams make it to the playoffs or not this year, because isn't the point of the playoffs to compete for a championship? There's 30 teams in the NBA. 16 of them make it to the playoffs every single year. But we all know realistically there's always like 5 teams that have a serious chance. There's 1 or 2 teams who might get lucky, and then there's other teams who at most are second round teams, and that's about it. And I know that might sound like I'm a hater of the Pelicans or I'm hating on Portland, but that's really not the case. In my opinion, Damian Lillard is an underrated guard, and he's actually one of my favorite players in the NBA. So it's not like I'm hating on Zion either. I'm just speaking I'm just speaking facts, honestly, man. The Pelicans are not winning the championship, even if a genie comes down and makes them the 2nd seed in the West, or even if a genie comes down and makes Portland the 1st seed in the West. I don't care what seed you are, you're not beating the Lakers, you're not beating the Clippers. I think Portland could beat the Rockets in a series, but the Rockets probably aren't gonna win the championship either, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, regardless of whether or not the Pelicans or Portland or just any team that's fighting for a playoff spot in general, those teams that have to fight to get into the playoffs, if you can barely make it out of the regular season, how do you expect to win a championship? You know what I mean? So that's why I don't really think it matters if they make it to the playoffs or not. But like I said, that is only what I think the scenario should be if this situation lasts longer than 2 months. I think if it takes more than 2 months, the NBA players are not going to have enough time to rest if they continue to play the regular season and then the playoffs, because October 22nd is just right around the corner if you think about it. If I were Adam Silver, if this takes longer than 2 months, as soon as it's safe to do so, I think the playoffs should start immediately. If this only takes around a month and a half at most, then yeah, I say continue the NBA season as regular. NBA players are only gonna have like 3 months to rest now, but I think 3 months is more than enough to rest, travel, do whatever it is that you need to do. That's basically all I have to say for this video. I might make a video talking about March Madness, and by might, I mean I definitely will, because that's what I do now, you know, I make these videos. And in fact, I think the March Madness situation is a lot worse than the NBA situation, but I'll tell you guys why in the next video. So just make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss that video or any other videos. Please leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know your opinions down in the comments, whether you agree with me, you disagree with me, or if you have a completely different idea of what you think Adam Silver and the rest of the NBA's front offices should do. I've only posted 2 videos and I have 40 subscribers. I just want to say thank you guys. I appreciate the support, and I'm gonna continue to do my best to keep you guys updated and share my opinion on everything basketball related that I can. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please stay safe from this situation and just stay safe in general, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.